Hey guys, it's Cherie. I have a little junk journal that I have been working on off and on for the last probably week or so. It is from a vintage book that was discarded by Huendon School Library, and I got it at my local thrift shop for 25 cents. So it's an old book. This is the inside of it. It was, let's see, says second printing 1963. So yeah, it's older than I am actually. So I pulled out the inside of the book, that's it there, and I used the cover, and it's got three signatures in it, and then I used some Mod Podge and I put on this this is from another vintage flower book that I've used bits and pieces from before, just some coffee dyed music paper and a little just a little embroidered flower there. So this book is not got a lot of extra pockets or things like that. I kind of made it so that you could put your own mark on it. The inside cover here had quite a bit of stuff on it, so I just covered it with this is from a Edith Holden book, and then the spine I reinforced, and then I ran some lace over it and some lace along the edge, and then the same with the back. This is the original library pocket card here, so I left that on there, and then I just glued on, I think, I glued that on, these two things. And then this was the little, I don't know what they call them anymore, the due date thing. So I just popped it in the pocket because I took it out of the book. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of a neat little addition. The color of the paper is so nice and browned. Love that. So we will just quickly flip through it. It's got all kinds of different sorts of paper. This was a vintage book. This is just a glassine envelope with a little journaling card in it. Okay, come on, go in there. Well, I'll put that in later. This is part of the Edith Holden book. This is a 1946 geography book, and it was, I think it was Ontario Public School Division. So yeah, that's kind of cool. This is just some flyers that we had gotten when we were in England a couple of years ago from a historic home we visited. It's just a piece of paper. We've got some coffee dyed paper, some more of that vintage floral book. This is from an old planner, and I did put a couple of little journaling cards in there and just a little bit of things that I cut out of the Edith Holden book and just some more music paper. So that's the center of the first signature. And so you're just going to see a repeat of these things going back through. It needs to be worked a little bit so that it would lay down for you to work in it, but you could also use, a lot of people use these big, huge, I think they're called a skeleton clip to hold things open, so to work in it. And then this is the other side of the glassine bag. I just did a little, could add pictures, journaling in there, pops in there, and more Edith Holden book. And geography book. Oh yes, sorry, we are in the, yes, here we go. We're in the second signature now. This is a page from the book, the actual book. This was from Ham House and Garden that we visited in the UK. Just their little, it's a little piece of a tape, a little flyer from there, some more Edith Holden. This is some kind of vintage 80s stationery. This is out of, gosh, what was that out of? I think it was out of another school book that I had, but it's definitely old as well. This is from a different vintage book. This is just some music paper. This was a vintage card, but I cut it down so it didn't stick out of the side of the book, and it's just got a couple of little journaling cards there. Tuck that in, and then more Edith Holden. And yeah, just kind of working our way back through. This was actually a really cool place to visit. It's just outside of London in Richmond. Really cool. Yeah, this is an old book. I wish I have to look at the paper. Is very silky, smooth, thick. Really, really interesting. More Edith Holden. Then we're into the third signature. This is the menu off of Air Portugal. When we went to Portugal one year, I had kept it. There's a lovely piece of vellum. This is actually, it was a card that came with an order that I had placed years ago with Etsy, and I still had it, so I put it in there. This is a vintage, quite a vintage. It's one of those like embossed cards. I found a whole bunch of them at the thrift store one day. That was quite a find, and oh, I really struggle to use these because they're just, you can't get them anymore. But they're also, you know, somebody can enjoy this rather than me having it in my stash in my cupboard, right? So more. Just this is I think it's called rice paper. I'm not really sure, but it's almost like a linen-y kind of a thing. And I had some pieces of that my daughter had from years ago, and I stuck that in here. It's just a piece of scrapbook paper with a pocket right here. And this is the center of that third signature. This is a flashcard. I don't think those are vintage. Well, I'm not sure if they are or not. I ordered them off an Etsy site, but I'm not 100% sure if they're actually vintage or not. And then this is just another little journaling card that I made that pops into here. Yeah, it's a couple of fold out. You could glue that for a tuck spot if you wanted. And more of this vintage book that's got nice, lovely, thick paper. The back of that card. Vellum. This is a fold out from the Air Portugal menu. And then this is a little envelope that I made. I printed on book pages. There's nothing in the envelope, but this just turned out so cute. I love how that turned out. I've actually sell in the shop some of the pages of a book, very similar, with a very similar printout on them. You can buy a little package of them. So there's that. Some more music paper with tuck out, whatever, flip out, tuck out, I don't know, and Edith Holden. So that's where we're at. So yeah, like I say, to work in it, you might need something to, you know, hold it up open wherever you want, but as you use it too, it would become more, you know, that's how it looks when it's laying down. So it does have a little bit of a gator mouth, but not too bad. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of a fun little project, and it was interesting. Just it took me a while because as I was going through these books, these older books that I had, looking through them were really interesting. So anyway, that is a discarded school library book now into a really kind of a vintage feeling junk journal. So that will be up in my Etsy shop later on today. And as always, have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.